You good? Hey guys, what's up? Miss T is videoing me down here in the kitchen, so I just wanted to point out a few things while we were down here. Remember in the last video I talked about the different color cutting boards to prevent against cross-contamination? They are right here. If we turn them sideways, you see there's a red one, there's a blue one, a green one, a white one, a yellow one. So they use different color cutting boards for different types of things depending on what you're cutting up. If you're cutting up like red meat, we said would be the red one, fish and all is the blue one, dairy tends to be yellow, green is for produce and vegetables, and then the white one is kind of a multi-purpose one. So I just kind of wanted to point those out to you. There were two thermometers that I did not mention in the last video, and I totally forgot about them, but I don't want y'all to forget about them. One of them is the maximum registering thermometer. They will ask this, I've seen it on several practice tests, on your test, you're gonna see it a lot. Usually if Miss T will show you, it's not in this dishwasher because it's just a regular household dishwasher, but if it was an industrial dishwasher, they would have a maximum registering thermometer inside of here. What the purpose of that would be for later on, that we'll learn this later on, but the dishwasher has to reach a maximum temperature of 180 degrees. And so they would have a maximum registering thermometer inside of the dishwasher to let you know that your dishwasher is getting up to the right temperature. So maximum registering thermometers are typically found in dishwashers. You can also find them in your ovens. Again, these are household regular appliances, so they're not going to be in here, but you would also find a maximum registering thermometer inside of your oven to let you know that your oven's getting hot enough, okay? You can also use, remember we talked about air probes, you can also use air probes inside of your oven to make sure that your oven is hot enough as well. Remember, if you're using an air probe, it's got to be plus or minus 4. If you're using a regular thermometer and using the ice point or boiling point method, it's got to be plus or minus 2. So I did not mention the maximum registering thermometer in the last video. I also didn't mention the time temperature indicator thermometer, and it's not really a thermometer, it's a tag. I do not have one of those. I will post a picture of it up on Google Classroom. They use those for deliveries. So say you were, I don't know, getting a delivery of, again, I'll use clam chowder again like I did the last video because I told them Miss T they use clam chowder and all the serve safe tests or whatever. They like to talk about it a lot for some reason, I don't know why. But say you were getting a delivery of clam chowder delivered to your restaurant from the place that you ordered it from, they will put a time temperature tag on it. It's a little tag, and if at any point during the delivery while that truck's moving and going to your restaurant, if at any point the temperature of that clam chowder gets into the time temperature danger zone, it'll go from green to like yellow to red. And so that way when the delivery gets to you, you can check the time temperature indicator tag, and if you see that it is in red or yellow, meaning that it got into the time temperature danger zone, you would not want to accept that delivery of clam chowder. You'd want to send it back because it would have gotten in the time temperature danger zone. So that's the time temperature indicator tag. That's specifically for like deliveries and stuff like that. And I'll put a picture up, it'll make more sense on Google Classroom when I put a picture up of it, okay? So again, you get your maximum registering thermometer. Those are for like ovens and dishwashers, okay? You got your time temperature tag. Those are for like deliveries and stuff like that. It's basically tagging the food to let you know if your food got in the time temperature danger zone during delivery, okay? You got your infrared or laser thermometer. Never, ever, ever use this to check the internal temperature of food, okay? No. What you can use it to check if I wanted to see how hot this stove was, or if I had a griddle out and I wanted to see how hot it was, I could zap it and it puts a little red dot on there and it'll tell me the temperature. I can use it for that. I cannot use it to check the internal temperature of food, okay? You got your bimetallic stem thermometer right here for thick food. Remember to insert it up into the dimple, which is a little mark. You're not going to be able to see it, but there's a little mark on there. You want to insert it up into the dimple for thick food, not for thin, because it's going to go right through it. All right. Then you have, like I said, thermocouples or thermistors. It's a fancy way of saying a digital thermometer. That's what this one is, okay? This one comes with, this particular one is my husband's, like we said. It doesn't come with different probes, but you can get different thermometers come with different probes. This one is what they call a penetration thermometer. If you're penetrating the meat, you're gonna stick it in the meat and get your the internal temperature of like a steak or whatever. You're gonna stick it in there. They make different probes. The air probe, you could take this off and put an air probe on it and do your oven or your cooler. Immersion probe, remember if it's soups, liquids, frying oil, like oil that you fry in and stuff like that, you'd use an immersion probe. You could change this out and put an immersion probe on it and put that in there. I feel like I'm forgetting one. air probes, immersion probes, penetration probes. I think that's all of them. Surface probes, which is kind of a similar thing to this infrared one. You could put a surface probe on here and you could check the surface of something, like your griddle or your oven. I think that is it, Miss T. I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't think of anything. Those are our cutting boards. Make sure I told you in the last video, don't forget about your gloves. That was last chapter, but you have to change those every 4 hours. Oh, if you're leaving food, if food gets in the time temperature danger zone, which remember we said was 41 to 135, if it gets in that time temperature danger zone, if it's been in that time temperature danger zone for more than 4 hours, you gotta toss it. Don't forget that, okay? Remember 70 to 125 is the new temperature range this chapter. That's when bacteria grows best. But just make sure you remember the 41 to 135. All right, I hope that you guys are in the kitchen with us one day soon. But y'all have a great nonetheless, have a great rest of your Wednesday. See you later. Bye.